So why do you want me to blow up your base exactly?
It's easier to start from blank than to try to add on to it.
Greetings, Terrarians, Chaos here. Welcome to TerraCorps episode 8. Today I have a lot, hello Qcean. Today I have a lot on the agenda. We're going to be working on the farming area that we started in the last one. Some of you called it the Bat Cave, some of you called it the K Cave, who knows? The cave spelled like chaos, I don't know, I haven't decided what to call it yet, but it is a farming area that we'll be checking out. Also, there's this chest randomly floating here. I don't know what's in it. Water walking boots and mana crystals. Hold on. I sold a pair of water walking boots to Cujo for 30 and felt bad about it, so I'm forwarding it to you. Also, here is some more water walking boots to add to your shop if you'd like. I was thinking 20 mana crystals each. What is this? Let me know if this is a reasonable trade. Also, love the new Gravedigger gravestones. Okay, so this is a little out of order. This is going to be confusing, but I've already restocked the Gravediggers before I recorded my intro because Qcean was asking to play it. So let's just jump to that real quick and then we'll jump back here. I'm going to check on the profits of my shops. I don't know if I've made very many sales, most likely not, but I do know that the minigame has made some good sales. So it looks like we have one sale over here, and I think, yeah, from the last episode, one sale of the boots over there, 40 crystals from the shops. Not amazing, but not bad. I'm gonna head over to the minigame now. And here are all of the amazing profits. Now, once again, I'm gonna set aside one stack of mana crystals for the prize pool, but check that out. Today we have earned 2 and nearly a half stack of mana crystals. Fantastic. I've already got all of the loot ready to go for the prizes. Here are the prizes for this new reset, and you may have noticed that I have the boot. Now, this was something hilarious that happened during a live stream. And so I'm going to have to show you a clip of the live stream because I wasn't recording at the time. I didn't expect any of this to happen. So pardon the UI and all of the live streamy poor quality resolution and all of that. But I'm going to show you what happened while I load up the minigame. Good boy. I already saw that, X-Men, so do you want to earn double bad prizes? And I mean, now you get double the punishment, buddy. Running away from your problems doesn't solve them, X-Men. See, I was even looking away and I heard something go into my inventory. I'm like, I was given she knows some love and you couldn't even pull that off. You talked him into it? Oh man, well, you require boot. You gave me the boot. Now I get to choose who goes to. You don't get to pass it on. Now I choose the next victim. And I'm gonna have to clip this and put it in a video. So chat, say hi to YouTube. Don't worry, X-Men. I would not send it to you and give you 3 punishments. I'm not that cruel. Yeah, this definitely has to be clipped into YouTube because how else do I explain that I got the boot? The graveyard has been randomized and restocked, and before any of you guys go ahead and ask, did I put the boot in there? Well, no, and I don't think I ought to. I did consider it, but I think that'd be A, bad for business because then people wouldn't want to play my mini games because they might get the boot, but B, it would be very, very risky for me personally because they'd most likely be like, what price did I get? What's with this boot? I don't want this. Oh, wait, Chaos tried to give me the boot, and then I have to, you know, submit a punishment. So I'm not going to do the boot in the minigame. I have plans for that, but we're going to hold off on it for a later episode because I want to give everybody time for their guards to be let down. So, you may have noticed this rail going above the minigame, and this is actually the subway line. I have redirected it to go over the minigame. If you didn't watch the previous live stream, you won't know why, but what I'm planning on doing is connecting this back into the rail system and repurposing this crypt here for an expansion to the minigame, and I'm very excited for it. In fact, this may be the very last time that these standard graves are used in the fashion that they are. I might do something different with this in the future, but I'm going to start by reconnecting this line right here to the rail, making everything look pretty, and then we're going to talk about what's to come for the future of this minigame. Okay. So, before we get to work on more of the Gravediggers stuff, pertaining to this, I think she's trying to, like, force me to buy her water walking boots. A, I don't care that she sold boots to Cujo. She can keep her mana crystals, so I'm going to give those back to her. But B, I don't know if I actually want these. Not very many people need them at this point. If I were to buy them, I would try to convert them all into Terra Spark boots and then maybe sell them as backups. Maybe that's what I'll do. Either way, I'm going to give her these 30 mana crystals back because there's no reason that she needs to feel bad that she sold something that I also have in supply. Qcean is actually live streaming right now, and apparently she made a door. I already walked in there and walked out, so if she thinks she locked me out, I was all the way in by the time she closed the door. Anyway, I don't want to interrupt her live stream, so I'm just going to leave this right here. And then we'll put the money in here. She could find it. I'm going to write a message. I'm interrupting her live stream either way. I didn't realize that she was, like, right there. Impenetrable, she says. All right, so we got those new water walking boots in here for now, though I really do think I'm going to make Terra Spark boots out of them and maybe just sell backup gear in general. It could be very handy. I want to improve my backup set anyway, because deaths suck on medium core and getting through them quickly is less sucky. So for now, let's get started on the minigame. Sorry for this video jumping all over the place. Normally, I try to clip things so that they make more sense time-wise, but in this instance, too many random and bizarre things were happening for me to do that. Still, I hope that you all are enjoying today's episode. If you are, I would greatly appreciate you leaving a like and a comment and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. My job relies entirely on the YouTube algorithm, which promotes my videos when they think I'm doing a good job. By subscribing to my channel, you're telling YouTube that you're enjoying the content, which helps them promote the channel even more. So thank you to everybody that's already done so, and welcome to all the newcomers. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. This is going to be the subway entrance, and I'm going to stop the decorations there. If anybody wants to do more to the right, they can. But we go up this tunnel, leave a small tomb, and then the rail goes right over the minigame and back onto the other side. Now, I've only done part of this as a concept until I was happy with it, so the other side is not quite done. Most of my time was spent landscaping this bit over here, and then gathering the resources to do all these background walls. But now that I'm happy with the design, I just need to take it and copy it over to the other side. And just like that, we have the same thing on the other side. Now, since this is so much lower than the right-hand side, we've got this really long extension here. I'm going to be adding more supports to it because it looks really weak just hanging out over like that. But I want to redo the main entry crypt and kind of make it a little bit more spooky, I guess, a little bit eerie. And when I've redesigned that, then I'll figure out how I'm going to do the support struts around that. Because this is going to be how you get into the main area. I'm not going to be doing too much of this today because it's going to take a lot of planning and a lot of work to update this game but I'm very excited. I'm going to go over real quick the idea that I have in mind. So I'm going to change the way that the loot in the main section works. And all of these are going to start giving out sticky grenades. It'll be 0 to maybe 5 or 10. I'm not sure yet. I've got to figure out the balancing of all of this. But then you take these sticky grenades and you head down into here, and there will be a labyrinth of catacombs, and you will be stuck encountering walls of the cracked brick. Cracked brick is very unique in that it is the only block in Terraria that can be destroyed by grenades. So if I throw that grenade there, those get destroyed. Now, obviously, they also break if you jump on them or if you move too quickly on them. I don't know if I have enough space to... There you go. You get that broken. But if I style these in such a way in the catacombs that they act as doorways, people will have no way of breaking them on their own, and they'll have to use these sticky grenades to get through. Some doorways might be thicker, some might be thinner. You might have some areas that take 4 or 5 grenades to get into, and some of these are going to have fantastic loot, others are going to have bad loot. It's going to be more luck of the draw, more game of chance, but it's going to be a twist. You don't just pick a grave and dig down anymore. You can buy a grave and dig down. These are going to be much, much cheaper. But other options that we're going to have are just a straight grenade trade once you head down into it, or maybe up here. And it'll be like 1 mana crystal per grenade, or something like that. So maybe it's 5 mana crystals per grave, and you have a chance of getting nothing, or you can get up to 10 grenades. So it'd be... Or, that doesn't sound too balanced, but I'll figure out all of the balancing and stuff like that. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what I have in mind. So I'm just going to wrap up by making the new crypt. And here we go. Happy, happy, happy with this design. It's a bit spookier. I left the rules and everything the same, although I added a spooky skull and skeleton to it. But the rules and payment are all the same. I left the 3 payments in there for now. I might refill it one last time before I shut this place down until the new version is open. So I'll let everybody know that these 7 plays plus 1 more refill are all that's left until the game goes through an update. I'm sitting here, invisible right now, extremely tempted to try and sneak the boot to Qcean while she's live streaming. I am so tempted. Thinking about it, do I risk it? I'm gonna walk with this seagull here. Make it look like it's walking. Look at where this nerd decided to spawn. Stuck, trapped nerd. Seems like Qcean decided she wanted to plant a little sapling in my ocean. Well, I don't stand for invasive species. Also, I have plants for my ocean. Why are you building my base? Go away. And that's not the only Qcean prank that I found at my base today. She had set up a slime statue to try and prank me as well. So you know what? We're gonna prank her back, because once you've opened Pandora's box, right? So here's what I'm gonna do. She has this fancy door here on her tree. I'm gonna leave it shut, and I'm going to hijack the wiring here And I need to test it out a couple of times, but I'm going to send a couple of rolling cactuses her way, probably coming from right here. That seems simple enough, just a couple of platforms, and I need to see if these will in fact roll to the left. I need them to, because when she opens that door, well, let's just say she's gonna have a surprise, but let's see. So let's open it up. It went to the right. All right. It took a bit of precise placement, and I also extended the leaf part of her floor just a little bit. I doubt she'll notice. But now, with some precise boulder action, 2 of these boys will hit her when she tries to open that door. And that's what she gets for opening the Pandora's box of pranking. Welcome to the cave, where we left off in the last episode. It's time to continue it today, and for the first time since 1.4 came out, I'm learning that these... Hey! Rude! I wasn't gonna break it. Anyway, I'm learning that they grow or regrow on sandstone when underground, even if not in the desert. Really interesting. I guess that explains a lot. I don't know if maybe I'll just like hammer a block here and there to contend with them, just so I don't have them crop up. Shouldn't be too big of a deal if I just do something like that. We'll see. But I'm gonna get to work on... Well, I was thinking about detailing this place, but honestly, I need to get one of my farms going because I am really hurting for cash right now. Since the gift in a previous episode, I'm down to 3 platinum coins. And I was thinking about reforging some stuff and getting some backup gear made, and that'll need to be reforged as well. And I will quickly run out of that money, so I'd like to get a farm going. So I'm going to start off by editing this hike track and getting it set up to where I need it to go. Just ignore the temporary bed area. It's just so I could get down here a lot faster than having to go to the edge of the world from spawn. But the hike has been set up to take us to where the new farming location will be, not very far away indeed. As you can see over here, I went through and I harvested all of the materials from the old hike all the way down, and I took quite a bit of what was in the old farm as well, just because I really don't want to go down there and have to deal with Timmy or Tim or whatever his name is. What I need to do at this point is dig 90 blocks to the right from this point, 90 blocks to the left, 50 blocks up, and 50 blocks down, so that we have an area where nothing can spawn, and then we'll make some spawn platforms for them. The area has been cleared out, and right now the only place that anything can spawn is right on top of the hike track over here to the right, which is why you can see my minion going crazy. Now you'll see some things spawn down here when I jump down here because I've changed where my position is, but big old open area. Now this land down here is outside of the spawn area, so as long as I'm standing in this little spot right here, nothing below me can spawn at all. It's what's going to make this an efficient farm. I don't need to worry about filling in the dungeon or anything like that. I also got a ton of stone and dirt, which is fantastic because I've been using a lot of it. So now I need to work on actually making the farm itself. It's going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be a volcano shape. It's going to have a platform off to the left here, similar to what we have off to the right. I'm actually thinking of making it maybe the boot proof. I know I have the boot right now. Yes, I know it's a shoe. I have it right now, but I won't always have it. So I want to make it to where if somebody sneaks into my AFK area, maybe this is a safe spot. So maybe I have a lever in here that I pull while I'm AFK, and it switches these 2 spots to inactive, and activates a set of hoiks down here, and it keeps carrying that player off to the left somewhere. Not necessarily to a death trap, I considered it, but then they'd lose all of their stuff in that infinite death loop. I have no way of scooping their belongings up, so if this was like Minecraft, I could put hoppers down there, and then I can carry their belongings to a chest where they could later retrieve them. I can't really do that in Terraria, and I don't want them to lose their belongings. So I could just carry them away from me. I don't know. I'm thinking about how I want to do that. So I might make another hoik track up to the left here and make this a little safety area. And the farm is pretty much operational at this point. I've got this lava pit with no lava in it because I need to get in and out to show you guys what's going on. And then it's a bit of a tight squeeze with some hoik shenanigans for me to get out, because that makes it harder for enemies that are in there to get out. Obviously, the ones that jump can't get out, but flying enemies like bats, I want them to die in there pretty quickly, so that's why we have these walls here. Now with this sloped actuated stairs on the outside, so anything can pass into these, but they can't come back out. And a bat technically can squeeze through that gap there and get out, but it's not going to be easy to do. I should probably dig my way out of here, though, to show you the rest of this, because going down there is going to be a pain in the butt. But over here on both sides are identical. We've got layers of stone, granite, and marble. The reason we have the stone is for specifically when we get into hard mode, I want to get stone golems spawning in here. I'd like to get their heads and possibly sell them, or at least use them in decorations, and they will only spawn on top of stone. The granite and marble, they don't need to be here as a surface for enemies to spawn, but as long as they're in radius of my AFK spot, we will get hoplites and the granite enemies as well. And once we're in hard mode, we'll also get Medusas, which would be a nice addition. These all have dart traps next to them. They're not really going to be helpful at the moment, which is why they're not wired up. But when we're in hard mode, those will poke the mimics that are sleeping, wake them up, and get the mimics to hop their way over to where I'm AFK. So the only thing that's left to do at this point is to rid this area of these guys and pull this lever here, which closes this door, and we're going to place one lava bucket in here. I'm going to sponge this 5 times. And the reason why I do 5 times is it makes the lava as thin as possible, so it will do damage to enemies standing in it, but it won't destroy white named items, mainly the money or food items, stuff like that. I don't want any of that to get trashed. If I had done 6 sponges on that, it would just delete all of the lava. So it's as thin as it can get, and as you can see, we've got money actually sitting in there. So everything is actually good to go. I need to repair this bit right up here, but the farm is fully functional now. So I will just slide into that hoik. I'll stand in this spot. I will not pull that lever because that will release the lava. But while I'm standing here, I'm actually pressing a weighted pressure plate. You could hardly see it, but it's right there. That weighted pressure plate will turn on this water candle, which will increase my spawn rate. And it'll also eventually turn on to the timer once I get that all hooked up. I could just put the timer there for now. But it also switches the orientation of this hoik track here. So if somebody's like, I want to give Khaios the boot while he's AFK, they're actually just going to fly right on by, get deposited out this edge of the farm, and since they can't grief and break their way back in, and it says you don't belong here when they go by. And again, all of that only happens while I, or somebody else I guess, is AFK in this farm. But this farm is just for me and Cheesy. I'll give Cheesy permission to use it. And actually, the last thing that I want to do to this farm before it's completely ready, I think, is to come out here and add some jungle grass, 140 of them, to actually make an artificial jungle biome. I don't think that should affect my spawns too much, And if the grass is all on screen, I don't need to worry about man-eater spawning because they won't spawn on screen or anything like that. But the jungle will increase the spawn rate drastically of enemies in the area. So I think it should be a good thing. I'll remove it if I need to later, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be beneficial for me. And here we are, the final version of the farm. I've got a slime staff that happened to get mystic on it, which I like. I know it's not the best, but it'll do. That little guy will stay up there and hit all of the enemies for me, and that means that I'll get credit for killing them, which means I will earn banners, which is why I'm carrying a bunch of banners that I want to keep in me. I don't want any of these to just fall on the ground while my inventory's full and despawn eventually. So I've got the banners on me ready to go. The reason I don't use my mythical imp staff is because that thing will fly up here for a little bit and then it'll just hover right behind me and not go up there again. Whereas the slime staff, this guy will just stay up here in the lava the entire time. So he's always going to be tagging every enemy for me. Off the left chest here, I've got some of the more common item drops that I don't want flooding my inventory. And then off to the right here, I've got some of the non-stackable item drops that I also don't want flooding my inventory. And same goes with the chest here as well. And of course, once my inventory is filled, things will go into my void bag. Now, since I will be AFKing, I'm going to be using an auto clicker to automatically quick stash to nearby chests so that the non-stackable items either go into that quick stack chest or into my safe, and the common items end up in that common chest. Whereas the rest of the stuff that I want to be able to stack, I'm going to keep on me. So all of this food, the geodes, these 2 potions in particular, and the banners, I will always be picking those up when my inventory is full. So even these items do not go to waste. So I could just AFK, and I guess that's another banner I can add to the list since we've got the jungle grass down there now. But I can AFK, and we could just quick stack to chest every few seconds. And we're gonna sit in here while I edit this video, and I'll tell you in the next episode how much gold, platinum, or whatever we got from this. So we will take a look in the 2 to 3 hours or so that it'll take me to edit this video, maybe 4 hours. We'll see how much we get. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode, which will hopefully not be too long from now. I'll catch you all later. Happy building.